"You were born for such a time as this." This comment was made to a queen to remind her of her calling or life purpose. This was a call to action for her to help her people who were in peril. Like this queen, each one of us has a divine calling and a purpose. You see, the fact that you and I are living in this decade, in this generation, is not by chance, nor is it by accident. We each have an important role to fulfill. God, being the mastermind behind our existence, knew when each of us would be born and for what purpose. Have you ever stopped to think about what your purpose is? In a world filled with chaos and uncertainty, it's easy to feel like mere specks in the grand scheme of things, to feel unimportant, or that you do not matter. Yet, when we delve deeper into the pages of history and scripture, a profound truth emerges, that each and every one of us has been meticulously crafted by the hands of a loving Creator. So, every one of us is important and precious to God. Please take a listen.
Oh yes, you shaped me first inside, then out. You formed me in my mother's womb. I thank you, high God. You are breathtaking. Body and soul, I am marvelously made. I worship in adoration. What a creation. You know me inside and out. You know every bone in my body. You know exactly how I was made, bit by bit, how I was sculpted from nothing into something. Like an open book, you watched me grow from conception to birth. All the stages of my life were spread out before you. The days of my life all prepared before I would even lived one day.
This verse emphasizes the intricate process of creation, highlighting God's intimate involvement in forming each individual. It acknowledges the uniqueness of every person and celebrates the divine craftsmanship behind their existence. Our existence is not haphazard or random. It's a part of a divine plan set in motion by God Himself. From the moment we were conceived, He knew the intricate details of our lives, the challenges we would face, the joys we would experience, and the impact we would have on those around us. Consider the miracle of birth. The formation of a new life within the womb is a testament to God's sovereignty and creative power. Each child born into this world is a unique masterpiece, fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of their Creator. And it is not just our physical existence that bears the mark of divine design. Our talents, passions, and personalities, all gifts from above, designed to fulfill a specific purpose in the tapestry of humanity. So what is that purpose we are to fulfill? The purposes of God are as unique and diversified as we each are, but will always revolve around being good and doing good. You see, the heart of our Creator is for us to be blessed and blessed others. He said it so.
And I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you abundantly, and make your name great, exalted, distinguished, and you shall be a blessing, a source of great good to others.
You and I, as children of the Most High God, are particularly qualified and mandated to bring godly solutions to people's problems. We are to bring deliverance where deliverance is needed, to bring healing where healing is needed, and freedom where freedom is needed. You see, each one of us carries God's solution inside us. Solutions to hunger, solutions for peace, solutions for the advancement of God's kingdom. We are to be witnesses of God in this world. God works through people to do good. He needs you and I. Please take a listen to this advice.
Never walk away from someone who deserves help. Your hand is God's hand for that person. Don't tell your neighbor, maybe some other time, or try me tomorrow, when the money's right there in your pocket. Don't figure ways of taking advantage of your neighbor when he's sitting there trusting and unsuspecting.
We are responsible for meeting needs and bringing about change and deliverance in people's lives on all levels. This is something that God has entrusted us with. God will not descend to accomplish it. If we do not take this assignment seriously, many people will perish. Many already are because we are not walking in our calling and purpose. We must understand what our callings and purposes are, and how to function them. This is becoming increasingly critical as the world continues to deteriorate and people's burdens increased. This is the reason of us being born at such a time as this. Our God does not act on a whim or simply because. Every action God takes has a specific reason. For every one of us, now is the best time to be alive. You may not feel it because of what you are going through or the situation you are in, but believe me when I say that this is your moment. The problem for most of us is that we have yet to discover, grasp, and embrace our divine purpose or calling.
It is not anyone's fault that the world systems have led us further away from God and His plan. We have been trained from birth to pursue a specific but restricted path. We go through the educational system, find a job, marry, purchase a house, spending a lifetime paying off debts that we accumulated, retire, and wait for death. This way of life, while beneficial on many levels, confines us and draws us away from our Creator and His purpose, keeping us in a never-ending cycle or routine. We keep going and going. We spend so much of our lives in this pattern that when we feel uneasy about it all and begin to wonder if there is more to life, we feel so lost that we just fall back into the routine because it is simple and feels comfortable. Well, child of God, this is not all that we were created for. We were created to be agents of change, to bring godly solutions that transform lives. This is a topic we shall discuss further later, but suffice it to say that your call or purpose is linked to the positive activities that you naturally love and enjoy doing. Your calling or purpose is a good fit for you, as it is suitable to your personality. Let me finish this message with the story of a girl who was a nobody, but became somebody to fulfill her call or purpose. This girl is Queen Esther. Esther was a young orphaned Jewish woman living in Persia with her uncle Mordecai. She found favor with the king and became his queen. Little did she know that she was going to risk her life to save her people from the sure destruction that was awaiting them at the hands of Haman, who was the principal minister to the king who hated God's people and sought to destroy them. Please take a listen.
Haman then spoke with King Xerxes. There is an odd set of people scattered through the provinces of your kingdom who don't fit in. Their customs and ways are different from those of everybody else. Worse, they disregard the king's laws. They're an affront. The king shouldn't put up with them. If it pleases the king, let orders be given that they be destroyed. I'll pay for it myself. I'll deposit 375 tons of silver in the royal bank to finance the operation. The king slipped his signet ring from his hand and gave it to Haman son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, archenemy of the Jews. Go ahead, the king said to Haman. It's your money. Do whatever you want with those people.
Here, the plot to destroy God's people is sealed. Now that Mordecai, Queen Esther's uncle, learns of it, he is distressed, like every other Jew in the province. Who in their right mind would not learn that they were going to be killed? Mordecai had a conversation with Esther through an emissary, endeavoring to make her understand the gravity of the situation and get her to rise in service to God and His people. But Esther was afraid for her life, and she says this in response.
Mordecai, all the king's leaders and all the people of the king's provinces know this. The king has one law for any man or woman who goes to the king without being called. That person must be put to death unless the king holds out his gold scepter to them. If the king does this, that person's life will be saved. And I have not been called to go see the king for 30 days.
Esther protested, but I like Mordecai's response to her in the next few verses.
Then Esther's message was given to Mordecai. When he got her message, Mordecai sent his answer back. Esther, don't think that just because you live in the king's palace, you will be the only Jew to escape. If you keep quiet now, help and freedom for the Jews will come from another place. But you and your father's family will all die. And who knows, maybe you have been chosen to be the queen for such a time as this.
These words were enough to get Queen Esther moving into action and saving her people. God's people. Who knows, maybe you have been chosen to be the queen for such a time as this. Looking back at this whole story, you will without a doubt see that Esther was called and groomed for this very purpose. To save lives, just like Jesus Christ was and like we are today. Understanding the significance of embracing your divine purpose is akin to unlocking the blueprint of your existence. It's recognizing that you are not merely a product of chance or circumstance, but rather a vessel chosen by the Creator for a specific reason. Embracing your divine purpose means aligning your life with the greater plan that God has for you, tapping into your unique gifts, passions, and talents to make a meaningful impact in the world. When you embrace your divine purpose, you step into a realm of fulfillment and purpose that transcends the mundane routines of daily life. You become a conduit for God's love and light, spreading compassion, kindness, and hope wherever you go. Moreover, embracing your divine purpose empowers you to make a tangible difference in the lives of others, contributing to the greater good and leaving a lasting legacy that extends far beyond your own lifetime. In essence, embracing your divine purpose is about living with intentionality and purpose, recognizing that you are part of something much greater than yourself. It's about embracing the call to serve others and using your gifts to shine the light of God's love into the world. We talked about Queen Esther of the Bible who saved his people, but what about people in our recent history? Well, have you ever heard of Isaac Newton? A devout Christian, Newton's work in physics and mathematics laid the foundation for modern science. His laws of motion and universal gravitation revolutionized our understanding of the physical world. Johannes Gutenberg. The inventor of the printing press, Gutenberg's innovation made the mass production of books possible, facilitating the spread of knowledge and ideas across the globe. George Washington Carver, a scientist and inventor who credited his success to his faith in God, Carver's research on crop rotation and agricultural innovations significantly improved farming practices and helped alleviate poverty among farmers. Florence Nightingale. Known as the founder of modern nursing, Nightingale's Christian faith inspired her to provide compassionate care to the sick and wounded during the Crimean War. Her efforts transformed nursing into a respected profession. Louis Pasteur, a devout Catholic, Pasteur's groundbreaking work in microbiology led to the development of vaccines and the process of pasteurization, which revolutionized food safety and medicine, saving countless lives. J.R.R. Tolkien. The renowned author of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, Tolkien's Christian faith deeply influenced his writing, which continues to captivate readers worldwide and inspire a sense of wonder and moral reflection. Michelangelo. A devout Catholic, Michelangelo's masterpieces, including the Sistine Chapel ceiling and the statue of David, are celebrated as some of the greatest works of art in history, reflecting his profound spiritual beliefs. Mother Teresa. Known for her tireless devotion to serving the poorest of the poor, Mother Teresa's faith-inspired humanitarian work earned her worldwide acclaim and inspired countless individuals to dedicate their lives to serving others. These individuals, driven by their faith in God, used their talents and creativity to make lasting contributions that have positively impacted the world in various fields, including science, technology, art, literature, and humanitarianism. They were ordinary people like you and me who understood what their purpose calling was and decided to function in them. You and I are not different. As we wrap up, remember, child of God, that your being here is not by accident. We are born for this exact moment, for such a time as this. We are the ones who have been called to save lives and offer godly solutions and deliverance in this century via our calling and purpose, which is our loving service to God and His people. So become conscious of this amazing privilege and responsibility, and serve. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who needs to hear this powerful message. Until next time, embrace your divine calling and impact the world for the better.